Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NXT The Game Season 2 Episode 81 NXT TV. We are in front of 6,400 fans at Alabama's Dunn Oliver Dome. Prior to the show, we see footage from outside of NXT with Razor. Akam is still not here, folks, getting into a brawl with Drew McIntyre outside and the two fighting outside the arena. William Regal would show up on the booked the main event of the evening as one half of the Authors of Pain. Razor would take on Drew McIntyre, the number one contender to the NXT Heavyweight Championship. So the undefeated Authors of Pain, one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions, Razor would take on Drew McIntyre in the main event, who is the number one contender and will be facing Mr. NXT, folks, at Brooklyn 4. So the Dillon Dynasty storyline has advanced. 65 overall. Rachel and Ruby gained, and Razor looked like a star. Great. Tom Phillips, Nigel McGuinness, and Steve Corino welcome us to NXT. Tom Phillips says that tonight on NXT, we're going to have one hell of a show. The camera stands with them for a while as we fade to ringside. So 65C for our announce group. And about that, superb wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Asuka defeats Liv Morgan, Sasha Banks, Ember Moon, Mandy Rose, and Nikki Cross in 9 minutes when Asuka defeats Liv Morgan by pinfall with the Asuka Lock, or the Kangaron, as it says here. Mandy Rose was the weakest link. Apparently, I forgot to take this off of eye candy, but whatever, we'll take it. I guess 73 B-. We got really high grades for all women. Sasha Banks has a grade 1 hamstring strain. Not good. Boss. 73 B-. Yes, I know. After having made Liv Morgan tap, Asuka stands up and starts screaming as Pete Dunne has hopped into the ring and given her a huge hug. Her Manifest Destiny buddy. The other ladies look on, as it'll be Asuka, who takes on Bayley at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4 for the NXT Women's World Championship. So Asuka looked good, Liv Morgan looked good. The Dynasty storyline has advanced. The NXT Women's storyline version 2 has advanced. 69 C+. The camera now shifts to Bayley, who is watching backstage. She has her work cut out for her in a few weeks at Brooklyn TakeOver 4. 63 for Little Miss Bayley. We see clips of last week's action between Jushin Thunder Liger and the Velveteen Dream with their backstage altercation and the Dream with the challenge. We will then see the Dream cheating to win later on in the evening. Jushin Liger has demanded a rematch and the Dream arrogantly accepts. 69 C+, and the Dream, at the ripe old age of 52, is improving at his gimmick. Fantastic. He'll be leaving after the juniors tournament, so we're going to utilize him a little bit. Alright, and in the next match, Aleister Black, Cedric Alexander, and Roddy Strong defeats Bobby Fish Crow and TJP in 16 minutes when Aleister Black defeats Bobby Fish by pinfall with a roundhouse kick, or a fade to black, if you will, here in a Mega 12 Super Juniors showcase match, as the next show will be the Mega 12 Juniors. Phillips and Corino had great chemistry. It got the crowd hotter. 69 for Strong, 56 for Cedric, 69 for Aleister Black, 63, 55, and 53 respectively. TJP is improving in performance and Fish in performance as well. 65C. Next, we see House NXT, Sami Zayn and DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa in the back preparing for DIY's match upcoming. They'll take on Blake and Murphy later tonight. No skill improvements, but a 74 B- for House NXT. Next, we get a split screen of Drew McIntyre and the Elder Ring Dynasty, minus Akam. Razor and McIntyre face off tonight in the main event. No skill improvements, 66 C+. Alright, next in a decent match, the Velveteen Dream defeats Jushin Thunder Liger again by using underhanded tactics. Liger was tired after 10 minutes. This gave the commentary gave the match a boost of 49 for Liger, 55 for Dream, and he is improving and improving in technical skills. So Liger is bringing the Dream along here, which is exactly what I was looking for. Fantastic, 55 C- for Liger and the Dream. After the match, the fans are booing, going crazy, as the Velveteen Dream has cheated, beating Jushin Liger again. The Dream is on a roll, and Liger in this mini program is going to have to go back to the drawing board. 70 C+. Liger is getting better at his gimmick again. Great. All right, next we got a hype package built around Andrade Cien and his new lady as of recent weeks, Zelina Vega. They're heading towards a huge confrontation with Adam Cole, possibly at TakeOver 4. So that's probably what we're going to do, as I mentioned it last time. Cole and Vega at NXT TakeOver 4 Brooklyn. And by Vega, I meant Cole. 68C+. In a good match, DIY defeats Blake and Murphy in 12 minutes when Gargano defeated Murphy by pinfall with the Tier 2. 85 for Gargano, 80 for Ciampa. They are just on fire. 50 for Blake and Murphy. Velvet was good. Johnny even seemed off his game a little bit, and Ciampa is improving in performance. DIY continue to be my MVPs along with the Authors of Pain here in NXT Season 2. 74 B-. After having won the match, though, DIY, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa celebrate in the ring as the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, stand up and show up on the ramp, calling attention to themselves. Matt Jackson, with a microphone in his hand, says that at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4, in a 30-man Iron Man match, after nearly a year of being unable to get rid of the rash, that is DIY, says Matt Jackson, will meet in a 30-minute Iron Man match. But later in the evening, we know that DIY will no longer be in NXT after Kenny Omega takes out Sami Zayn. The fans boo. Nick goes on to say that he just wanted to take this small moment in time. Johnny and Tommaso look at one another, hold one another tight, because in a few weeks, you'll be in the bag taking bookings with a shared Gmail account. The Elite is exactly the Elite. And the Elite, you are not. So again, we're booking towards the final chapter in DIY versus the Elite and Sammy and Kenny Omega. 76 B-. The camera now finds Pete Dunne with Asuka pat their bags, walking towards the exit as Kathy Kelly runs up in her heels. Kathy asks Manifest Destiny, Asuka and Pete Dunne, if they had a moment in which Pete Dunne laughs. Pete Dunne looks to Asuka and begins in. He says that not just 2 hours ago, not a single person wanted to talk to me. No one wanted to talk to Asuka. But as Asuka walks up closer to Pete, he says, but now that Asuka has a championship opportunity coming her way, she's of note. She's someone to be talked to. But no, says Pete Dunne, we do not have a moment for you. Manifest Destiny walks off, leaving Kathy Kelly standing alone. Arthur's getting better at a gimmick. Kathy Kelly was a real star. Dunne was good. Asuka came across well. So the pairing of Asuka and Pete Dunne continues to work out. 65C. We got a hype video of the Revival and the Usos. They'll meet at TakeOver Brooklyn 4. The Usos, of course, were the ones who attacked the Revival at War Games. And there will be in one hell of a war at TakeOver Brooklyn 4 as they take on the Revival. 77B. In a superb match, Drew McIntyre defeats Razor in 13-18 by pinfall, illegally using the ropes for leverage. During the match, we also had Mr. NXT run in and attack Drew McIntyre. What is going on in the main event? Drew McIntyre cheats, defeats Razor via underhanded tactics. So while Razor's never lost in a tag team match, he takes a loss here against Drew McIntyre, who was working 2-on-1, it appears, through most of the match. Razor takes a loss to Drew McIntyre via underhanded tactics. Feet on the ropes. Drew McIntyre is getting better at his gimmick, but also substantial wrist sprain. Will that come into play at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4? I sure hope not, but ladies and gentlemen, great news. In case it does, I've built a backup plan and left the person off the card, just in case. John Phillips and Steve Corino have pretty good chemistry when calling matches together. Drew McIntyre had an in-ring performance of 70 to match Razor's 74. Segment has advanced but lost heat. Razor's improving a performance, a 68C punch. Yes, I saw that, Mr. Pierce. Thank you. The bell sounds as Razor, down in the corner now, has just seen Mr. NXT, the NXT Heavyweight Champion, run in and start to beat up the number one contender for his championship, Drew McIntyre. The two are laying the fists in heavy as Bobby Roode sprints down the ramp and into the ring to even the odds in which sees Razor and Mr. NXT roll out of the ring. Mr. NXT grabs the hand of Mrs. NXT. Razor backs up to Rachel Ellering and Ruby Riott of the Ellering Dynasty, and Bobby Roode has just made them think twice about continuing their attack. Bobby Roode, an unexpected ally for Drew McIntyre. NXT fades out, though, with McIntyre coming to, and seeing Roode standing there defending him. What an ending to NXT this week, guys, as Bobby Roode makes the save after Drew McIntyre, having fought 2-on-1 the entire match, puts his foot on the ropes, illegally cheats. Remember, he just turned face, so he still got a little heelish to him. Razor, who's been undefeated in any action, actually, he's still undefeated with his buddy Acom of the Authors of Pain, but takes a loss here tonight. That's a pretty big deal here in NXT because we've won 81 shows without them taking a loss. Drew McIntyre underperformed, Razor looked good, Mr. NXT comes across well, and Mrs. NXT was fantastic. Both of my segments have gained heat. Hopefully an 80, maybe not, maybe 72. Well, that wasn't great. Our Mud show was considerably better, but this was NXT The Game Season 2, Episode 81, NXT TV. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a glorious day. And we'll be back with the 8th, I believe, day of the Super Juniors in a couple hours.